Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me here on a coffee exclusive Animal Crossing video time. This one's going to be a little all over the place, so bear with me. I'm going to try a few different things over the next few weeks with these coffee videos. These are not from Twitch. These are just for you guys here that support me on coffee. And just a reminder, if you're new here, that you don't have to subscribe monthly. If you even do a $1 donation one time, you get 30 days of access to all of the content here on Coffee. I'm going to try and keep my typing to the side to the minimum. The last Animal Crossing stream we did was design hunting. As you can see here, I have a little overview of my map up. I've been doing my dailies. I haven't been cleaning up or anything. I talked in my last Animal Crossing stream about redoing my island overall. I talked about how, really, aside from adding these bridges and inclines and splitting that back cliff in half where my secret beach is, I really haven't terraformed my island. I have, obviously, two south-facing river mouths that lead out into the ocean. My museum, my shops are in the same place that they've been basically since March or April of 2020. And we are in January of 2021. My villagers, I literally just put everywhere, and the only building I've moved has been my house up there in the top right-hand corner. And I used to be down here next to Muffy. Me and Muffy were next-door neighbors when I first moved in, because she was one of my starting villagers. Her house has been in the same exact place since she very first moved in, and I was right next door. And then when we started getting all these other neighbors in the buildings and stuff, I moved my house to the back of the island just to spread out a little bit, because you can see I have people kind of spread out all over the place. So I do have a loose idea, but I also have some questions I need answered before I can move forward with the actual terraforming and design change of the island. As usual, pardon my coughs, I am still in recovery mode from COVID, so I am trying to cough as minimally as possible, but such is being sick. Since my screen has been on pause, it has started snowing. It was not snowing before. We recently got the golden net and the golden fishing rod at the same time by finishing the museum. I'm going to empty my pockets out a little bit before I do what I'm going to do, because I just was picking up a bunch of stuff. Let me go deal with this first. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is, well, first off, I'm going to drop off, well, how many do I have? I'm just going to drop these for right now. I don't need to have them checked. I usually sell them, but okay, we're going to drop those for right now. I have some money I can put away. I have some stuff I can put in storage. I have some stuff I can sell. So I'm just going to run to the store. I'm going to sell a few things. I'm going to run to my storage and fill up the rest of that stuff. Then I'm going to, let me hit that door with my net. I'm going to actually head over to my friend April's island. She's in heavy reconstruction of her island. She basically leveled the entire thing, and she had a really beautiful island, mind you. It's not like she, unlike me, had left her island plain. She actually had customized her island. Her island was very beautiful, in my opinion. She's changing it entirely, as far as I'm aware. So I haven't been visiting as much recently, but in the few times that I have been over there, she's been doing some drastic construction. Oops, I had another fossil that I did not see. I don't think I need that. I don't know what color that is, so I'll have to check it. I think I can get rid of that. I catalog, so that's why I'm like, I don't know what I can get rid of. I think I have all of the flashy hairpins cataloged, so I think I'm good. And when I say catalog, I don't mean in the game. I mean like on a third-party like website that I track everything. Don't ask me why I started doing that. I guess I just wanted to add like another challenge into the game aside from just daily play. I wonder what color this garden lantern is, because I've only ever gotten a few of those. So let me take a look at this garden lantern really quick, because I think I have white and black, and I don't know if I've gotten any other colors. It's black, so, I mean, I'll keep it because I can use that, but it's nothing exciting. Alright. As usual, because it's snowy season, I've got flowers and stuff sprouting up everywhere, which I have not cleaned up today. Ooh, let me lower this. This is probably very loud. Sorry about that. If there was double audio, I just realized how loud that actually is. I'm used to wearing my headphones, and today I'm not, so This probably isn't going to be like a super long video because it's something kind of different. But we're going to wing it. I should actually look at what time it is when I'm starting. Okay. It's about, we'll say we started at like 4 o'clock my time. So yeah, these are just like kind of chill. I'm just going to put it in storage for right now. I'll come back to it later. I'll go drop this stuff at the bank. Well, actually, I'll keep the money on me because sometimes I end up shopping for the catalog. But yeah, so I did notice upon opening my stream software to record this, because I do use the same software I use for streaming just to do recordings, that I've gotten a handful of followers over the last 3 days while I have not been streaming. I don't know where or how people find me when I'm not streaming to follow me, because I only really boost the streams, when they're going live, or when I'm planning to go live, and then also when I post the VODs, which are here on Coffee. So, and I don't keep the VODs up on Twitch. So I'm curious how these people are finding and choosing to follow me, I should say, because as far as I know, unless they're supporting me here on Coffee and under a different handle that I don't recognize, they have never seen my videos, potentially. I mean, I appreciate the follows, but it's always weird to me when people follow me, like, in the days where I have no streams or no VODs public, because all my VODs are here on Coffee. So, I mean, if they're here and they're watching stuff over here, then okay, that makes sense. But if they're people who are just, like, stumbling across me via, like, friend of friends or something, I don't know. But it's hard to ask people when your only exposure to seeing them follow you is when you're not live. It's one thing when you're live and people join your chat or find you via the explore function or something. Then you can kind of be like, oh, you're a friend of so-and-so's, thanks for joining, thanks for following. When I'm not streaming and people are following me, while I appreciate it, I'm very confused by it. Obviously, when you're like a big channel, people find you all the time, whether it be via clips or via friends mentioning them, but like I'm not a big channel, so as a very small channel that only came back to Twitch in the end of August, this past August, after 6 years of not being on the website, I am surprised when people find me between stream and follow me, because even like when I do morning streams, like I get a handful of followers usually each stream, give or take. On the average, but like to get like a handful of followers when I'm not streaming, because I haven't streamed since either Thursday or since Friday morning, actually was the last stream, and right now it's Monday, so I haven't streamed since Friday morning. I did a morning stream, and I've had a handful of followers since Friday night with no VODs public, so I would love to know how that happens. But if you're here on Coffee, new folks, welcome, and thank you for the support. April's Island is Moon Circle. We are heading there. I would like to get those of you who are here on Coffee and supporting me on this platform, I would love to know what different types of things you would like to see for Coffee exclusive videos. I have lots of ideas for the future. Some things I don't have the setup ready for. Some things I just haven't had the time since the new year, because I would like to make these at least once a week, if not more frequently. This week's kind of crazy because of scheduling, because of today being Martin Luther King Day, so obviously the people I live with are all home, which makes, like, I'm just now getting a quick window while they go out to dinner to record. But usually when they're home, they're kind of home, and I can't, occupy the entire internet bandwidth and record like audio and stuff. Like video is one thing, but audio is another thing, which is why sometimes you get the silent streams without the mic on, because it's late at night and I can't be talking because people are trying to sleep, or because they're running music or TV or movies, or just having loud conversations, and our house is basically made out of paper, so you can hear everything from every side of the house. Like, if you can hear my neighbors across the street on cam, like, you can hear the people inside my house. So, it's a copyright issue and it's a privacy issue, and I don't want people to feel like they're always being recorded or listened to, or their conversations, you know, on the phone or out there to the world, because, you know, I wouldn't want my personal home life to be out there on the internet either, even if it's to just a few people. Now, I came to April's Island for a specific reason. Looping back around. Oh, she's changed this since I was last here. Very nice. Okay, I'm gonna explore. Hold on. She sent me a message regarding what I'm trying to do. So let me look at her message really quick. Also, let's look at her map, because she's leveled this entire thing. Oh, wow. Look at... everything's gone. She used to have tons of waterfalls and, like, crazy stuff laid out all over the place, and tons of custom paths and designs. Wow, yeah, she's really changing it up. Okay, let me see about this. She said the easiest thing to do would be to take the beach to the right immediately from the airport all the way around to the top. If it's open... okay, so yeah. Okay, so going right is the correct direction. She said take a right to the beach and go all the way around to the top. So I'm checking out a few things before I do big changes on my island. Let's talk to Snowboy. What do you got to say, Snowboy? You're all out here by yourself. Oh, it's his birthday. Happy birthday. Okay. Yeah, so it's funny because I've been checking out her changes while she's been rehauling her island. Oh, she's got a little pirate corner going on. That's nice. I like that. Let's see. She's got some cliffs over here. Ooh, little secret side beach waterfall. That's very nice. Oh, Sahara's here. I'm glad I brought money. I might actually get some rugs while I'm here. April does know that I'm recording, if anyone is curious about that, because if I'm ever going to record, like, with friends stuff, obviously, usually it would be on stream, but if it's not on stream, like, I always would let people know, like, hey, is it okay if I'm recording when I come over, or should I wait till later? So, if you're a newer Animal Crossing player, or maybe just, you know, this is your first game playing Animal Crossing, so how you want to shop with Sahara, especially if you're trying to get all of her exclusive items, so the 3 rugs that she offers, you can only buy 1 type of each size per day. And you can buy multiple of them if you like the design, but you can't, like, change it out or trade it or anything. Then she offers you can buy a mystery wall and a mystery floor, and those are the same. And then if you get enough tickets, you can get a free extra mystery rug and mystery floor. So ideally what you want to do is buy 2 small rugs, 1 medium rug, and 2 large rugs. And that gives you enough tickets to get both the free mystery wall and the free mystery floor. Plus you buy the 2 mystery wall and floors that are for bells, and you get everything. You get the 3 rugs, and you get all 4 mystery items. Because the 4 mystery items are different. It's very rare you get a duplicate. I think I've only gotten a duplicate like once or twice in all of the months that this new Animal Crossing has been out. So it's a little tedious time-wise, which is why I try not to do it on stream often, but we'll do it here since this is just casual chat. And because I'm probably not going to come back here today, so I might as well do it now. So yeah, she tells you, oh, you know, save up 5 tickets. You get 1 ticket for a small, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, if you have recommendations for things you'd like to see as a coffee supporter, in the future, I would like to do, like, rock band streams or videos. I would like to eventually, if you're here on Coffee, you can see on my Coffee page, at least as of the time of this video going up, the Coffee goal for right now is I want to get a Switch set up for Taiko Master, which I used to play a lot and be very good at many, many years ago in the arcade, but I've never had a home version of it. In my dream life, and maybe one day in my future, I will own a proper Taiko home arcade setup, which is, like, very expensive. Like, it starts at $500. And it's very large, and it's very heavy, and it's obviously very expensive. It's very high quality. Everyone I know who has invested in it, you know, sings the praises of it night and day. Like, there's no comparison to that kind of setup. But I, A, don't have the budget for it, and B, I don't have the space for it because it's so large. And it's not like something you can take apart and put away easily. It's like a huge wooden framed thing that's, like, you know, 25 to 30 inches across. It's big. So, and it also, you have to order it. It's a guy, it's not made by a company, it's a dude who makes these by hand. And he makes them by hand, I believe in China. I think the people told me he was in China. But yeah, you basically have to contact him directly and be like, hey, I'm interested in buying this custom drum controller. What's the wait list like? Because obviously he has to make them, but there's also a wait list for them. So it's kind of funny. But the current coffee goal is for the very baseline home setup, which is what you can buy at like a Walmart or on Amazon or from Target. It's nothing fancy. It's literally the game itself, which is like $60, and then it's also the like official controller, because there's third-party controllers, and I've looked at the reviews comparing all of them, because when it comes to rhythm games, you can get all kinds of controllers. You can get homemade controllers, you can make them yourself, depending on your knowledge of, you know, wiring things and programming and all that kind of stuff. I'm not confident enough to make my own of any grade, but the cheaper third-party controllers that are very small, just like the official controller size, the quality is very bad. It's like if you're on a really bad budget, like that's what you buy. But if you can afford a couple more bucks, because it's not a huge price difference, it's like I think a $20 difference. If you can spare the extra $20, you buy the official controller. Like that's the middle ground. So like you have your cheap third-party controllers that are pretty crap, and like would be good for either a super casual player or for like a kid who wants to play it and then maybe will play it for a month and never touch it again. And then the regular controller is like what the average good player, adult player would use. And then the $500, $600 controller is what you use if you're like either a hardcore player or like really trying to go like tournament level or pro, or you're like a streamer that focuses on stuff like that. You can find channels on YouTube. I don't know about on Twitch, because they're mostly not American based, so you'd have to be able to search, you know, through the game. How many tickets am I at? I kind of lost count. Well, I was talking about Tycho. Alright, awesome. So yeah, so you get my second floor thing, or a wall, or whatever. Yes, I want my second thing. But yeah, so that's the current coffee goal, is just the money to get the baseline official controller in the game itself. People who have followed me for a while over who know me personally know that my money problems are bad during COVID. Like, I made maybe $2,000 in 2020, like, to be upfront about finances. My friends know that I'm, like, broke as a joke, but I don't talk about it a lot on stream. But that's why, like, when people are like, oh, you should play such and such game, and I don't own that game, like, I don't really have the money to just buy games, because a lot of games are expensive, especially, like, better games are, you know, $60, $50 a game adds up very quickly, especially if you're not playing it regularly. Like if you play it once a week on a stream, or you play it once and then never play it again, or it's a short game and you play it and beat it and then that's it, like, yeah, that's great. And I trust me, as somebody who used to buy tons of games back in the day, I get it. Like, I wish that I could afford to buy any and every game. It's a lot why we play a lot of indie games on the channel, because they're either free or like $5. I can drop $5 for a couple streams and make that last. $60 is harder, because like, yes, it goes towards, like, I'm, you know, officially incorporated as an entertainment entity, or as a, like, studio, technically, I guess. So, like, all of it is, quote-unquote, tax write-offs, because it's work supplies. But tax write-offs don't work the way people think they do, I guess, is the best way to say it. Because people seem to think that, like, when you say, oh, it's a tax write-off, that you don't pay for it. That's not how that works. Everyone wishes that's how that works. You still pay for it. If I pay for a $60 game, I'm still paying for that $60 game. Let's see, we got a train station floor and a cloud floor. That's pretty nice. And then we got a ramshackle wall and an imperial wall. Imperial wall's good. We'll see what we can do. Train station floor. I don't know if I have that. I don't think I have that. Okay, first off, how much money does she need for this, buddy? We're gonna have to come up here and check in a minute. Hold on, let's go. So, whose house is this? This is, because she has multiple characters. This is Silas, which is one of her side characters. So obviously, you can't check other people's mail. You can go into their house, which is important for me to know. Okay. So I'm trying to... I came to her island because I have ideas, right? I have ideas for my island, and I want to set up alternate buildings, but I don't want them to be, like, active homes. I want them to be functional for my visitors, if that makes sense. I don't want to spoil it too specifically until it, like, starts getting built. But that's why I came to check out, because I've never built a secondary house on my island with, like, an alt account. Okay, April has really bad lag, so when I come to her island, stuff like this happens where I get stuck on things and you kind of float. Or if you go to dig, like, you just get stood for 40 seconds with the shovel out. It's kind of funny. Okay, so you can come into the house. Can you open things? You can open them, but it'll show you nothing. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I'm just curious about, like, function of things and dialogue and stuff like that. Because I have ideas. I have ideas. It's currently playing. So it'll show you the song that's playing. You can't access the rice cooker. Okay. So you can't access the closets, which is fine. It does let you touch them, and it does give you dialogue. Vague dialogue. This is probably going to be like a super short video while I just kind of run around and look at some stuff. What was the other thing I needed to check while I was here? I needed to check this. And you can, I'm assuming you can, like, lay on the furniture and stuff, right? Yeah, okay. You can lay on the furniture. Can't turn off lamps. Okay. Oh, I can turn off this lamp, but I can't turn off that lamp? That seems weird. Like, this one just jiggles. Can you not turn off the lava lamp? That seems strange. What happens if you click a mirror? Besides lag. Look at this lag. I'm not even touching anything. Oh, does it let you... Wait, what? Can you do that on somebody else's... I didn't know you could change up your look on somebody else's island. I just learned something new. Look at them creepy eyes. I like the yellow. We're just going to keep it like that for now. I didn't know that. Okay, so you can set up mirrors that work. I don't think this wall has, what you call it, curtains, technically. There's a dog lurking behind me. I hear you, doggo. It's so, you can, okay, you can turn off, I wonder if it's just lag that's the problem. Because, like, some things I touch and it, like, takes a second. This is, there's knives, there's gold, there's incense. Oh, TV. Okay, we're working out. Okay, we can turn on the TV. Okay, so you can turn stuff on and off. That's good to know. There was something else I needed to know when I came here. What was the other thing I needed to check? I needed to check visitation of houses, which was one thing. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm gonna check out her shops, and then I'm gonna head out of here. She's moved everything, so I just need to figure out, because everything used to be on the beach on the East Coast. So, okay, I just need to go, like, straight out of here. Oh, I want to check out her gyroid. Gyroid. I never know if it's gyroid or gyroid. I always assume it's, like gyrate, like, you know? I don't know where the ramp is, and I didn't really look on the map, and I don't have my ladder on me, I don't think, so this is run around until we find where we're going. Everyone who watches my streams knows that I am the ruler of getting lost and stuck. Oh, look at this she's got going on. Okay, she's really changing it up. This is very drastically different, but it's really cool. She's got some little fall stuff going on over here. That's cute. Uh-oh. Am I basically, like, stuck because I don't have my ladder? Is there no second... Oh, well, I don't have my ladder, so I can't help. I was gonna pay off the bill. I've got the money in my pocket. I literally didn't empty my pockets. Is there no other way for me to get down there? I don't want to buy a fucking ladder. I guess I'm gonna buy a ladder. Because we know that April, inside the world of Animal... So there's a running joke on the internet when it comes to the Animal Crossing community. There's lots of memes about it out and about that you can find. But basically, like, people will be like, your bank account be looking like this, and there's like, you know, $5 in your bank account, but your Animal Crossing bank account be looking like this, and it's like 100 million bells, and that is so fucking accurate. My ass ain't got no money in real life, but I have 25 million bells in my fucking bank account right now, not including all the money I've spent on cataloging. Like, if I didn't catalog, I would probably have more than $50 million just from regular gameplay. She got anything interesting? Ooh, it's like a brown keyboard. Do I have that? See, this is the problem. Cataloging. I'm telling you. She's gonna watch this later and be like, you're a fucking crazy person. She knows. She knows. She knows I'm crazy. I think it's a keyboard, right? It's not really a piano. Is it listed as a piano? Really? Is it listed as like an electric piano? I would have thought it would have been a keyboard. No. Why is it not showing? Do I just not have one? That's got it. No. Okay, I'm gonna buy it because I don't know what the fuck it's labeled as, but I don't... There's no way I don't have a keyboard. What the hell's it called? Oh, a synthesizer. Motherfucker. Okay. Let me... That's really expensive, so let me check. It's like wood grain, though. I love that. Hold on, let me double check because I thought it was just keyboard, but it's synthesizer. Hold on. Also, I had mentioned on the Animal Crossing stream the other day that I am maybe at some point gonna get a mini keyboard for my Switch. I only have the yellow one, so I'm gonna buy it. And she better hope that I got money left afterwards. I should have brought over some pairs to sell. I forgot. Oh well. This was kind of a last minute thing. This wasn't planned. Alright, well, if I have enough money, I'll pay off her debt. I need a fucking ladder, though, so... Can you not buy a ladder? I thought you could buy a ladder. Am I a fucking fool? Well, April, I'll leave you some money for your gyroid, but I don't have a ladder on me, so I can't get to him. So sorry. I forget what the fuck he's called. What is he called? Is he called Steve? No, that's not what he's called. What the hell is he called? I'm having a stroke. Don't mind me. Hold on. I gotta... She's probably not at her Switch. But you can check these messages after the fact. They do show up in your chat, so... She's actually messaging me on Discord, but I'm trying not to type on Discord while I'm doing this, because it's going to be really loud on my microphone. Alright, let me just check her store really quick, and then we'll probably head back. Let's see, some coats, some kurta, some pants. Do I have these black ones? I know I have the other ones. Puckered socks. I wish these came in other colors. I have such a dumb fucking aesthetic. I don't know if I have... well, nothing. It's nothing super exciting. I just want to check to see if I have both of these. Such as the life of a cataloger. Let's see. No, I don't have... Okay, that's fine. I don't care. I have the black ones, which is more important. I can always catalog them at another time. They're not seasonal. So... There's so many things about the stream that I would like to upgrade. Like, I would like to get more games. I would like to get, like, Elgato offers this really cool green screen that's fully collapsible, like, into its own case. Which, for someone like me who my stream setup is... Like, I live in a 10-foot by 10-foot space, right? So, my stream setup gets taken up and put down every single time I record or every single time I stream. Which is obviously super frustrating and inconvenient. But it also means, like, I can't have, like, a super elaborate setup because I don't have space for it. Like, I can't have, like, a full backdrop or a full-size green screen, even if I, you know, attach it to the ceiling, like a curtain. Like, I don't want to have this giant thing in the middle of my ceiling full time. It's easier for me to, like, rig something that only takes a minute or so to put up. And, like, the Elgato one, even though it's kind of expensive, everyone says, like, the quality of it's really good. And obviously, if you've never seen it, it's basically like this little black... It's almost like a fully contained pull curtain system, but instead of pulling down from, like, the ceiling, you put down this little black box on your floor that looks like a little black rectangle, and then you pull up, essentially, this accordion-style framed green screen. And it, like, you can adjust it and snap it into place, and then it holds itself up. So you have this black base on your ground that's however many feet wide, you know, like maybe 3 or 4 feet across, and then you can pull up your green screen, and it's a fully contained stand. You don't need any extra pieces or bars or clips or vices or whatever, because obviously, like, as a photographer, like, if I could have a full backdrop setup in my living space, I would, for multiple reasons, not just for streaming. And you could always put a green screen on a photography setup, but those are really big, and to take them apart and put them back up together, like, is time consuming, especially if you're doing it like 5 times a week. So it's not really ideal. I have some very, like, ramshackly kind of systems I can do. Like, I have, like, really long, thin, what are they called? Like, I guess they're kind of like balsa wood. I don't think they're balsa, but they're, like, similar to balsa wood. Dowels that are, you know, maybe 4 feet long. And, like, I could hang fabric over one of those and, like, string it to the ceiling, or hang it, you know, prop it up on a tripod and hope it doesn't fall down with the breeze of the ceiling fan. You know, stuff like that. I mean, I do have ways of, I have stuff like that I can do. It's just not ideal, and it's not easy when your stream setup isn't a permanent setup. My stream setup is literally every single time I stream, I set everything up. Every time I finish streaming, I take it all down. And same thing with doing coffee recordings. I put it all up, I take it all down. I hook everything up, I unhook it at the end, etc., etc. I just don't have the space for... I don't have, like, an office or even, like, a living room corner desk that I work out of. So, it's... everything I do is out of one small cube. This week, I guess I'll give you guys here on coffee, because this should be up the same day I record it. I'm hoping to do another community/art/Poke-meme stream on Thursday night/afternoon. Again, I have the Discord set up for people who are mutuals and for friends offline and stuff. It's hit and miss. Like, people expressed that they were very interested in joining, and then so far nobody has joined, like, the game. So I don't really know what to do about that, because... I mean, like, 15 people were like, cool, I'm interested. And in the last 2 streams, no one has joined besides the people who were in chat. So, like, it's kind of confusing. Like, I know some people, scheduling-wise, it's not great. But they also don't go like, hey, here's when I'm open, so I can do a stream a different day, or later in the day, or earlier in the day. Because I have no problem, like, doing a stream an hour early if people are available an hour earlier, an hour later, but nobody's speaking up in the Discord. And it's specifically a Discord just set up for that, like, for lobby. So, if you're a person who's on the Discord and has not joined in on the stream, feel free to, like, even if privately, like, voice why you haven't joined in, or, like, if you don't want to join in, like, please feel free to leave the Discord. Like, don't feel peer pressured into being on the Discord like it'll hurt my feelings, because it doesn't. I literally just was like, hey, whoever's interested can join, and then if you... I know who not to bother, basically. Like, if you're on the Discord, you're gonna get bothered. If you're not on the Discord, that's fine, but you're also not gonna get bothered. You're not gonna get invited, you know? Like, I'm not sending out special invites to every single stream, because when it gets to 20 people plus, it's very tedious to DM 20 people on 5 different platforms to see who's online, to see who wants to play, to see when they want to play or what they want to play. Like, it's easier for right now to just be like, hey, you know, later today we're going to do a stream. This is what the stream is if you're interested. This is where the lobby code will be. Keep an eye out. Have your notifications turned on or whatever. and then come check for the lobby code. And it's kind of whatever, and I get, like, you know, like I said, I'm not butthurt if people don't join or people don't want to play. That's fine. It's just weird because so many people seemed very excited about it, and then whenever I've posted or messaged people, it's been very like, oh no, I don't want to, or oh no, I'm not available. And it's like, not available makes sense. Not interested is kind of confusing because, like, you expressed interest in joining the Discord. And they're not all streamers. Like, a lot of my friends just play video games, and I know them through playing video games. And it's like, well, you're not doing anything else. Like, you're sitting at home in quarantine. If you have a job, I understand. You're working. But if you're sitting at home, and you're literally just, like, playing another game alone in your bedroom, unless it's, like, a super time-sensitive thing, like, I don't know why you would prefer to play alone than to play with a bunch of friends. Because, at least to me, like, playing, like, online games with other, like, especially with people I know and not strangers, like, that's way more fun than sitting and playing something alone for, you know, 12 hours. And it's just, like, streaming, like, even though we don't see each other, like, we're not on FaceTime, me and the audience, or whatever, I'm talking to you guys, and usually at least the people who, you know, are active in chat talk back, and we're having some form of conversation or back and forth, even if it's not, you know, super personal or whatever. It doesn't need to be. Like, it's still some kind of social element mixed in with the game part. And it's just like Animal Crossing, you know, usually my friends will come over to my island, or I'll go to their island, or we'll trade items, or, you know, if there's an event going on, we'll participate together. And it's the social element that makes it extra fun. It's not like, yeah, I can play alone all I want. Just like right now, I can play alone. But I can also go to my friend's island and look at their stuff, and they can come over here and they can shop and get items they can't get on their island, or, you know, talk to my villagers or get new recipes or whatever. I don't know. I'm very weird with, like, my social gaming. I don't like to game with strangers a lot just because of all of the bad experiences I've had, both on stream and off stream over the years. And even my older brother, like, he plays different types of games, but he plays, you know, with strangers, and, like, whenever he talks about his experiences, I'm like, why do you play with these people? Like, it sounds miserable, like, the way he describes it. And it's like, well, that's who's there. And it's like, I mean, you can find people that play this game that share other interests with you, or that are your age, or that, you know, whatever. It's like, I don't want to, like, hang out with a bunch of 12-year-olds who think saying offensive stuff is funny. Like, that's not my audience, and that's not who I want to, like, build my community around, you know what I mean? So, if my friends, you know, want to play Jackbox, or my friends want to do an art stream, cool, like, I'm down with scheduling it, that's fine. Like, you just tell me when you're available, like, give me your actual schedule, and I will schedule around it. Or if you want to stream it on your side and I stream it on my side, like, please, feel free to, like, tell me, like, hey, is it okay if I stream this from the other side and we both stream it, and, like, I just forward people to you and you forward people to me? And it's like, yeah, that's cool. I'm all about collaborating, especially with my friends. Like, I'm not greedy. Like, I'm not trying to, like, eat up all of the fucking audience or something. I don't know. I'm very weird, and I know that, like, I seem to think very differently than a lot of other people who either A, game a lot, or stream to a public audience. And I guess that's fine. Like, I would rather have a very small audience, but them be nice, good people, and, like, supportive people, like, to each other, to be, like, a good community, a positive community, than to have 10,000 screaming memes in my chat, and N-words, and slurs, and edgy jokes. Like, I don't want that audience, you know? And it's bad, because, like, a lot of the big streamers, or even big YouTubers, like, so many of them have been built up by either being promoted by, or by cross-playing with PewDiePie. And, like, if tomorrow I got a fucking personal DM from PewDiePie, like, hey, I want to play this game with you, I'd be like, sorry, brah, no thanks. Like, not my brand. I don't support him, I don't watch his content, I thankfully never watched his content. I honestly think he's obnoxious as hell, even outside of all of his controversies. Like, just as a personality, I'm not a fan of him and his content. But, like, his audience is toxic as fuck, and he has a huge, I'm talking, like, you know, double-digit millions of fans. And, like, I get that a lot of other big people, like, they have him to thank for them even having a platform, And, like, I get it, because, like, people like Jacksepticeye, like, I've never met the man, but he seems very nice. He does a lot of great shit for charity. He doesn't throw slurs around and edgy meme lord jokes in his videos or on his streams, at least not that I've seen. I've watched him on and off for years. Like, he basically, like, his first initial boost of his channel came from PewDiePie mentioning him in a video and giving him a shout out and being like, hey, you guys should go watch this guy. He's really funny. Like, he didn't know him personally. That was, like, a dude off the internet that he just, like, thought was funny and boosted. And then they became friends, you know, after the fact. But it's, like, you know, and it's, yeah, it's great that he's been able to build such a platform, but it's, like, to be affiliated with someone like that is really rough, because at what point do you draw a line between, I know this person personally, like, I know what they're like outside of the, you know, outside of the screen and outside of what they show on social media, but at the same time, like, usually the 1% of someone's life that we see on a stream or on YouTube is, like, the 1% best of them, you know, for the most part. Like, it's their funniest jokes, it's their best takes, it's the best edits, it's the best hairstyle, it's the best fashion, it's the best makeup, or whatever, you know, it's the funniest version of whatever, it's the best version, or the most, you know, the FOMO version of whatever it is content they put out. And then you look at people like him who have this giant audience and have had so many controversies, and it's because of him that the entire platform of YouTube changed in the first place, because monetization back before his first really big controversy, people were making money on YouTube, and now, like, YouTube's basically, unless you're a really big channel, basically a joke to do for a living because of him. He ruined that. He, like, people joke about Adpocalypse. Adpocalypse was started by PewDiePie, and a lot of people seem to forget that, because big companies like Coca-Cola and Disney and all these other huge brands that, again, brands are not people. Brands are companies, and they have their own flaws and bad morals and back their own things. But at the same time, those big brands are the reason that YouTube is free to watch. It's their ad money. They pay for ad space, just like the Super Bowl, right? You can watch the Super Bowl on TV, and you have all these annoying commercials that are really shitty. But those big brands, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Disney, you know, these Marvel movies, like all that kind of stuff that you see that's annoying, all these movie trailers for James Bond, that's what pays for that, right? Like, that's what sponsors that event. Well, the same thing with big YouTubers. They're making money via their sponsor money. YouTube's not generally paying them. It's the sponsor money that's paying them. Well, if you offend the biggest bankers of, you know, the ad revenue, yeah, they all left. They all jumped ship, and that's why nowadays on YouTube, most of the ads you see are either propaganda from private organizations. You see ads from the NRA. You see ads from the Trump campaign. You see slander ads for politicians, depending on where you live. You see countless advertisements for fucking ball washing soap and for razors to shave your ass crack. There's commercials for women talking about their vaginas, like openly, not even like regular TV commercials for like pads and tampons. Like, it's like, I love my vagina, but I don't want to have messy sex during my period. And it's like, I'm sorry, like, you make my channel have to be PG rated to put ads on it, but then these are the ads you're putting on it. And that's really the problem. Like, people joke about, oh, the algorithm, and yes, like, there is an algorithm in place on YouTube, just like on Twitch, just like on Instagram, just like on Twitter, anywheres. But at the same time, the adpocalypse was not caused by that. The adpocalypse was caused by PewDiePie. And that's why I can't see, like, I can watch Jacksepticeye, and, like, I don't watch stuff that he plays with PewDiePie, right? Because I don't want to, not that it supports PewDiePie, because PewDiePie doesn't make money if I watch Jacksepticeye, right? But at the same time, it's like, Jack has spoken out about PewDiePie before, and his opinions and his poorly translated jokes or his miscommunications and whatnot. And it's like, at some point, a grown-ass adult needs to take responsibility for their actions, you know? And it's like, I'll watch Jacksepticeye be Jacksepticeye and play by himself, or play with other people that, you know, maybe I don't know have done something horrible. But I can't support PewDiePie content, and even if the man were to be like, yo, here's $10,000 for a sponsored whatever the fuck play video, like, no, I would not take it, and I'm broke as fuck, so that's saying something. Like, you know, you have morals, and, like, I understand that to make a living in entertainment of any type, like a lot of people, to have morals is basically to say you don't want a job. And that's why, like, I don't ever foresee, like, my channel becoming big. And that's why it's not, like, the only thing I do. Like, I love every one of my followers, but, like, the people who came into my chat and drew swastikas and wrote the N-word on my stream recently, like, I don't want you in my chat. I don't want you on my channel. You're not welcome here. Like, I'm not that desperate for a following that I will welcome and forgive that kind of behavior, even if you think it's a funny joke. Because I don't think it's a funny joke, and I know lots of other people in my audience don't think it's a funny joke. Because that's not the kind of community that we're trying to build. And I know this has kind of gone on a tangent, but... wasps. But yeah, so... that's why it's part of why I put everything here on Coffee instead of keeping it on Twitch, because yes, if I leave my VODs on Twitch, doggos, I will get more views on my channel. I will get more followers quickly. Blah, blah, blah. Organic growth. I understand how Twitch works. I'm sure lots of people who know me think I'm crazy for removing my VODs, but at the same time, I don't make money from people seeing my VODs if they don't subscribe to the channel. And... you know, I have friends who have way more followers than me, and they have, like, 10 subs. Well, 10 subs is nothing in terms of being on Twitch. So, you know, it's very here and there, and that's why you don't put all your eggs in one basket, as they say, but that's also, like, why we're part of a generation of side hustle, where, like, hustle culture and whatnot, where, like, you have to have 6 jobs to be able to pay your rent and eat. And right now, I'm not at that level. Like, I'm doing multiple things for money, but I also can't pay my rent. So, you know, you just have to do what you can, but you also have to figure out where the line is for you in terms of your beliefs and your morals and where you stand on stuff. You know, I would love to collaborate with my friends, because I have friends who stream that I know in person, like offline. I've known for years. I am friends with them because I think they're good people, and I assume they are friends with me because they, A, don't hate me, and potentially maybe think I'm not a terrible person. So it's like, I would rather 2 small channels collaborate, and maybe both of us get some new followers, or some new subscribers, or whatever, than to co-play with a big channel, and, you know, maybe run off my real audience that I would like to keep. Because I would rather have the positive small community than a giant community of trolls. And I get it's Twitch and you can't, you know, police it till there's nobody left. And obviously, like, that's not realistic. But there's also lines in the sand that you kind of have to set and stick to. So, it's, you know, this is just a little behind the scenes talk. This isn't talk that I would probably do much of on Twitch. Like, I know I've talked about it loosely on Twitch, especially when we've had problems, I've addressed it, but I know that the average Twitch viewer doesn't want to hear this kind of stuff. But you guys who are here on Coffee, like, I want you to know that, like, I do stand by, like, my rules like, I have rules on my Twitch chat, and I stand by those rules. It's a zero tolerance policy. I don't care how old you are, if you think you're telling a joke, there's no timeouts, there's only bans. I don't have time to give people 5th chances. I've been on Twitch channels in the past where people are like, oh, it was a mistranslation, it was a misunderstanding, and it's like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Because nobody accidentally says those things, or accidentally, you know, puts those pictures in chat, or accidentally puts those things in community games. Like, that's not accident. There's a difference. Like, if your first language isn't English and you mistranslate, that's one thing, but your mistranslation is not going to end up an offensive slur. Or a line of offensive slurs. There's a huge difference. Like, people aren't stupid. Like, not everybody who plays video games is 12. Some of us are grown adults, and we're not dumb. And I have enough friends who have worked in community management and, you know, worked in the gaming world directly, and I've worked at enough gaming conventions. I've met tens, if not hundreds of thousands of gamers in person. I have literally worked essentially hands-off bodyguard to people in the gaming community. I have, you know, been escort for the Game Grumps. I have been around to PA for people. I have worked Q&A sessions for huge channels. Like, I get the audience. I get the average gaming Twitch audience and the YouTube audience, and, you know, sadly, the minority is really the quiet part in terms of who speaks up in comments or says anything. Like, mostly the lurkers are the good people. you know, is really what it comes down to. Like, when you go to a gaming convention and there's a room full of 5,000 people for a Q&A, the people who go up to the mic are the assholes, are the people who think they're funny but are just offensive. The people who go up to the mic are the ones who don't listen to the rules at the beginning of the panel, or don't listen to the rules when the questions are being asked, you know? And it's the same thing online. It goes both ways. It's online and in person, sadly. And that's why, like, gaming conventions have the reputations they do, and that's why, like, quote-unquote, you can find PAX cringe compilations from PAX cons over the years, and other conventions that are gaming-centric, because, yeah, people, they think that they are above the rules, they think that they're the exception, and they also think that their, quote-unquote, edgy sense of humor is the big laugh, or what everyone will applaud, or will cheer, or whatever. And in reality, they usually get booed and escorted out of the room. And it's really hard to stand there and work like a Q&A mic and have somebody, you tell them the rules when they walk up to the mic. Like, hey, you can't do this. You can ask these questions. You can't, like, ask for a birthday song. You can't bring up a meme from another channel. You can't yell some offensive whatever the crap. And they still do it, you know? And then you're like, okay, security, please make sure this person goes somewhere else. And everyone boos, and it's like, okay, you just took up all this valuable time that, like, other people could have come up and talked to their idols or asked a serious question. And it's why a lot of big channels don't go to conventions anymore. People think it's like, oh, they're too good for conventions. No, they're not too good for conventions. Y'all are too shitty for them, is really what it comes down to. I was lucky to get to, like, work as, you know, assistant PA and, you know, do security runs for the Game Grumps and work their Q&As and stuff before they stopped really doing conventions years ago, because it was so hard to watch how people talk to them, or, like, offensive stuff people said to them, or even, like, when they were not on the con floor, like, just out in the city, and people would push through the security escort and, like, literally force a selfie when the guys would say no, and, like, they were exhausted from working for, you know, 18 straight hours and just wanted to go back to their hotel and shower, and people would shove past all of us that were escorting and would literally, like, shove a camera in their face. And, like, you could just see in their face that they were like, we're never doing this again. Like, you can see in people's faces that they're just like, we've had enough of this 5 times a year, 6 times a year, whatever. And, you know, people talk about, oh, well, all these people want to do private tours, like, they want to do touring instead of going to cons. And it's like, yeah, well, people don't run up to the stage generally. Like, you can't run up to the stage of a performing arts center or a concert hall or something. And if you do, security's going to tackle you or tase you or whatever. You can't jump on the stage and just push yourself through security. You can't, you know, go up and yell something offensive at them. It's much harder to get to them physically. And, you know, YouTubers and Twitch streamers, like, no one deserves that kind of treatment, no matter how big their channel is. Like, you're not the one funny asshole who's, like, gonna get a job via yelling something at a panel. You're not. That's not how life works. And it's just really shitty. And that's why it's like, starting as a small channel, I would rather be very strict and crack down, because if it'll keep people out and keep the people I want here safe and the people who want to be here safe, that's more important to me than... Oops, that's not what I wanted. Why did I click on that? Let's click on this. I would much rather sacrifice my numbers for my community. And that's not like white knighting shit. That's just like actually how it fucking is. Like, because I know I've been in channels over the years where people have not modded their chat or not cared if somebody says something that's potentially offensive, and they're just like, hey man, like, keep it to a minimum, but then they don't really like actually punish the person or kick them out. And it's like, you know, you may not agree with what the person says, but if you're not either banning them or timing them out for a stream or something, or putting slow chat on or whatever, or blocking certain words, you're part of perpetuating that culture. And I know it's not easy to police chat, especially if you have a bigger channel, but at the same time, like, that's why mods exist, that's why bots exist, because you can put every slur under the sun, and yeah, people will, you know, type their way around the bots all the time. I see it all the time. But, like, if you can block a huge amount of income in terms of people's edgy jokes, because you know, like, meme words or ways they word things, like, you can blacklist that shit on your end before you even stream, and then those people you know, it shows up as censored or it doesn't show up at all. And it's like, oh, they know that they don't have a chance to be an asshole here. And it's like, when I block people, it's like, okay, cool, you had your one joke, bye. You had your one message, you got your one message in, and that's the last one you'll get. And it's like, you know, it's whatever. But I really do, that's why I kind of like, I like the coffee format. I would like to do some collaborative coffee videos. I would like to do some rhythm stuff here on the coffee. You know, for my friends who maybe are stream shy, who aren't streamers, who want to play together or do things together or art streams together, maybe it would just be here on Coffee as opposed to a public audience on Twitch, because then they wouldn't have to worry about audience feedback, because if you're not a streamer or a YouTuber, like, that shit's not easy to take, you know, starting out. Like, one bad comment can make you fucking cry. Like, I get that space, because like, I used to stream for charity back in the day, and I didn't have face cam, and I had a shitty mic, and I had a shitty setup, and bad internet, and everything. And, like, yeah, people come in and they talk shit, and then they leave. And it's like, cool, like, I'm trying to raise money for charity, and you just took time out of your day to, like, make fun of me. Okay. And, like, obviously, as you get older, like, you learn to not listen to it a lot, but, like, when it's regular, and especially, like, in the amount that it happens on Twitch, like, Lord, it is rough. And I will say, since we're not on Twitch right now, like, Twitch's recent rule changes have been very confusing. If you're not, like, a person who streams or follows Twitch, like, they've been banning, like, meme words, like simp and cuck and, you know, stuff like that. But they don't ban actual slurs. Like, you can type an actual slur into Twitch. Like, that's not a banned word. If you type in simp, or you talk about simp on your stream, or the word virgin is also on that list. If you make virgin jokes on your stream, you can get banned in under 24 hours from Twitch with no warning, and, like, lose your entire channel. And it's happened to people. Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, first off, is a robot deciding this, or is a human person going stream to stream and watching all of this content? Because, like, if I talk about how I am a virgin, does the bot grab the word virgin and just assume I was insulting somebody? I'm so curious how the setup works, because you don't ban the N-word or, you know, queer slurs or anything, or other racial slurs, but somebody can't say simp or cuck or virgin. Virgin's not a slur. I mean, yes, people, you know, have made virgin jokes forever. I mean, that's not anything new. People have used virgin as an insult for probably since the invention of the word virgin. But it's also not a word that you can't say in public, or you can't say in church, or in front of your family, or in front of your spouse, or your sibling or something, like, but the N-word seems to be okay by Twitch. It's all very shitty, like, and I hate to call it, like, gamer culture, but it very much is like gamer culture, and that's why when I work at gaming conventions, I very much keep to myself outside of work hours. Like, people, I think, always assume that I kept to myself because I thought I was, like, holier than thou, and it definitely wasn't the case. It was just, like, I have seen the darkest of the dark, and I don't want to hang out with it. I don't want to make friends with it. I don't want to, you know, any of that stuff. So, it's a tricky line to teeter, because I'm trying to make space that is kind of unique in that horrible space, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to make a safe space bubble in the grungy underworld, so to speak. So, you know, like, there are plenty of positive and nice and chill Twitch streams. There are. I follow people who play harp music. I follow people who just do art and you know, play chill games, just like, you know, we play chill games. And I watch all kinds of cool, chill content and positive streamers who don't engage in, you know, hateful language or hateful jokes or hateful activity. But it's also, like, that's not who carries gaming culture. Like, you look at the biggest of the big. You look at people like Ninja. You look at people like PewDiePie. You know, you look at teams. You look at the big professional teams that have super strict rules to keep them from fucking up their public image, and some of them still do it. You know, I mean, even Game Grumps has controversy if you go through their past, you know. Every big channel, I mean, Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, everyone's got controversy that's of any remote audience size. Right now, it's like, you know, I am a small under 100 channel, and that is fine by me. You know, I want organic growth, and by organic growth, I mean I want people to feel welcome to feel welcome here when they don't feel welcome elsewhere. I want them to feel safe here because they don't feel safe elsewhere. You know, I want queer and trans people and people of color and people, you know, who don't want to watch a first-person shooter or a gory horror game or a jump-scary game or, you know, the AAA popular title of the month, or, you know, like, yes, Animal Crossing is a heavily saturated game. Ooblets is not a heavily saturated game. You know, things like Legend of Zelda, stuff like that. Like, yes, there are lots of chill games that are heavily saturated, but there's room for everybody, in my opinion. And it's just a matter of what kind of community you want to reap, because, like, I'll pop into other Animal Crossing streams, and, like, they're all totally different. You know, you have some people who are, like, totally hectic and crazy and over the top, and you've got some people who are, you know, edgelords, and you've got some people who are very relaxed and chill and don't talk and just play music, and, you know, it's all very different, and there's space for everyone, there's an audience for everyone, there's a streamer for every audience. It goes every direction. So, you know, I have friends who try to offer me different forms of advice for streaming or for my videos, and I appreciate all the advice, especially from the people who have experience or more time under their belt on platform than me, because, like I said, it had been 6 years since I last streamed, and that's a big time for a platform to change, and it has changed drastically in 6 years. So I understand, but as an audience member, I'm also not out of the loop on that end. And you know, there's plenty of ways I would like to update my stream and, you know, upgrade the quality and the schedule and, you know, the exclusive stuff for you guys here on Coffee and everything. And it's just a matter of, like, time and work, and really, like, being sick all of December and also Panini's stroke care really put me back on all of my stuff a month. So I'm really, here in January, trying to play catch-up, because my January was supposed to be upgrading my shop stuff, supposed to be pushing out new items for my shop that were all supposed to be produced in December, but because I was sick all December and taking care of the dog, I didn't get to make anything for most of December, which means my shop update did not happen in January, which is now, I'm in production now, and hopefully my shop will be ready for update at the end of January / beginning of February. But that also means my stream schedule was pushed back because, as you guys know, I didn't really get to stream after, like, the first week of December. Well, that, you know, 3 or 4 weeks of no streams kills basically all of your stats and the algorithm for you. So, like, that's why I say I don't know how I'm getting followers between streams, because especially this past, like, week or two being my first couple of streams back since being really sick, and I can't stream as long because my throat's still not 100%, and I can't talk as much, even though, like, right now I'm talking a lot, but it's because I haven't talked, you know, I haven't streamed in a few days, so I can belt it out right now, and then I'll be dead for the rest of the day. But yeah, I want to make a community for people like me who don't want to go sit through the edgelords and the memes, and, like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate a good meme, but, like, a good meme, not like not an offensive, racist, hateful meme. Like, you want to send me a SpongeBob meme, I'm all over it. You want to, you know, do you feel it now, Mr. Krabs? I'm about it. You know, all that kind of stuff. You want to come up in my chat and write offensive language? I'm not for that. That's not a meme to me. That's just bigotry. I've been through enough of that in my life, and I'm sure most of my friends have also been through enough of that in their life in various ways. And no, not here on my channel. Take it somewhere else. You wanna be an offensive Twitch streamer? Start your own channel. Go for it. Do the thing. I won't be in your chat, but I'm sure other people will. And I hate to go on, like, super serious tangents, but it's true, and I can't really go on these tangents on Twitch, so it's kind of like the joke about, like, YouTube, where, like, if you talk about the algorithm on YouTube, they basically shut your channel up, and it's, you know, I feel that way kind of about Twitch too, like, where if you talk too much on Twitch about behind the scenes, that they kind of shove you down the garbage chute a little bit. Like, not necessarily, like, delete your channel or, you know, give you a strike or anything, but, like, literally, like, algorithm wise, like, you don't show up when people look for stuff. You know, it's funny because it's just like I always talk about when we go to raid people at the end of the stream, that, like, all the really big channels, I'm talking, like, hundreds of thousands of followers, like, huge channels, they're the ones that show up for raid, but my friends who have 200 followers don't show up in my raid list even though they're live. Like, I have to manually go to them and raid them. Like, that's all part of that system. Like, it's all about pushing the big people, the people who have sponsors, the people that bring in the money. It's not about the small creator, you know, whether you're a partner or you're an affiliate or you're brand new. It's not about that. And it's a shame that that's how it works. Like, I get from a company standpoint why that's the way, but it's very crappy when the audience is kind of the way it is through a lot of the website. But yeah, this week we're probably gonna keep it fairly chill on Twitch. We'll do some more art stuff. We'll do some more Pokemon stuff. You guys seem to enjoy that. I enjoyed that. I was worried it was gonna be more stressful than it was, so I'm glad it went pretty well. Might do, if I can, I might do a little bit longer session this time. And like I said earlier, if we can get people on for Jackbox, I would love to. I might ping some people like today or tomorrow and just see in advance like who's available later this week and then schedule around that if people are available. Because I just hate when I DM people the day of and no one answers me. Like, okay, you can at least say, no, sorry, not available, or at work. I don't need an explanation. I don't need like a paragraph, like just a no. No thanks, or not available, or tomorrow, or whatever. Because like I said, I know people have lives and families and bills and jobs and their own streams and health stuff, and I don't expect everyone to be available all the time. But nobody ever available seems kind of ridiculous. It's one thing when it's 5 people, but when it's like 20 people, then I get a little suspicious. Especially when they're all in different time zones. Because I have people that are on Pacific time zone, I have people that are on Eastern time zone, I have people in Central time zone. Like, it's not even like we're all in one area and like everyone's at work at the same time or everyone gets off at the same time. You know, I know people in Australia. Like, come on. There's someone the fuck is home or available, you know? One person. One. So, and I'm sure it comes across as salty, but it is kind of frustrating to set up an entire thing with people who express explicit interests and then no one shows up. Twice. No one shows up twice. Once is one thing, twice is another. So, we'll try again for this week. It's been over an hour. I think we're going to cut this one here, and I'll probably have this one up tonight. And then I will see you guys tomorrow for stream, which will be Tuesday. So I hope everyone has a good night, and I'm sorry for a kind of serious Twitch talk. We'll try to keep it light most of the time, but this is kind of the serious talk place. But yeah, if you guys want to see anything, feel free to like comment on the coffee or message me on Twitter or Discord if you have me on Discord. Let me know what you want to see. My 2 art streams. Like I said, I want to try and set up the Xbox to do some rhythm streams. If I get enough money to get a Tycho set up, we will do that at some point. Because that's like $180 something bucks, I think, for the whole setup combined with the game and everything. So, yeah, I'll keep you updated. And I am trying to remember to check up on Steve in between streams. Thankfully, they're kind of loosey-goosey about killing plants in that game. So, he's alive. We've gotten a new plant. I've rearranged him a little bit. And I will check on him today so that he's watered and everything. And then we'll see him tomorrow on stream, probably. Until then, I hope you guys all take care of each other. This week, obviously, is very stressful for some people, depending on where you live. Be safe. I've heard on the news that there is some intel on not good things and protests and riots and, you know, people being armed for Inauguration Day in certain cities, like all over the country. So if you don't have to leave your house or go into, like, big city areas, don't. If you think that you're, like, a targeted member of the community or, like, somebody who would, you know, experience hate or violence, stay home, stay safe, stay informed in your area. You know, I know everyone lives in very different areas than me. But yeah, just take care of each other, take care of yourselves. Go have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or, you know, a nice smoothie or something. Treat yourself to an ice cream or whatever. Some hot cocoa if it's cold where you live. And thank you again for supporting me here on Coffee. And hopefully after this week with the scheduling hiccups, I'll be able to get these videos more regularly scheduled and pre-recorded instead of very last minute like this. Beginning of the year schedule, you know, always bumpy. But yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow, and thank you again. Fare thee well.